Did the archons destroy Khanri'ah? Buckle up, Buttercup. Welcome back to the Genshin lore with Amabi. This is a trick question. From what we know, from what we pieced together, the archons were all called to Khanri'ah at its downfall. Rukkhadevata did not go because she was tasked with protecting Irminsul. A was not there because she was fighting. As the cataclysm was happening simultaneously, each country was kind of being overrun by Rhine-Daughter, our Gold's monsters, the monsters escaping from Khanri'ah. So A was fighting that, the Rift Hounds, Albedo's brothers or what have you, cousins, and she only got there in time to catch Makoto die. Zhongli will not tell us, but based on what Nahida said, that all the other archons were called to Khanri'ah, and we know that Makoto died in Khanri'ah, I think it's safe to assume that the archons were there. Now, were they involved in the destruction? I just don't know. What is the difference between a god of Celestia and an archon? We kind of get a little hint of this from Vanessa's story, that she ascended to Celestia at a certain point, which means that godhood is this achievable thing. And we see this with Osial, a lot of other gods, that there are gods and there are archons. And the line about Vanessa makes it seem that when you ascend to godhood, you go to Celestia. But how does that interact with the heavenly principles? The truth is, we just don't have enough information. But my kind of working theory from it is, at one time, Celestia was kind of the seat of all the gods, the pantheon of it, if you will, where they were. And the archons were the gods, 7 archons for 7 ideas that ruled each nation. And they were given the power of a gnosis by Celestia and the heavenly principles. This is in line with Nahida saying if we broke a gnosis, it would wake up the heavenly principles. And so the gnosis and the heavenly principles must be very tied. But whether the heavenly principles is someone who rules over Celestia or not, we're not sure. From the cutscene where we saw the sustainer of heavenly principles, it seems like they're connected because that looks to be Celestia. But at the time of the Archon War, it seems that a lot of the other gods died or they were sent away. So it's my understanding that around that time, Celestia was no longer the seat of all the gods. That there were only the 7 archons kind of below, and whatever was left up on Celestia or Sustainer, what have you. And this is further evidenced by the fact that some gods actually had to sacrifice themselves so the Archon War would end. We see this with Boreas and with A, who both died, although Makoto gave A a new form. And so let's review the parties. We have the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, the Heavenly Principles, which are tied to Celestia. We don't know how. Gods, which may have once resided on Celestia. Archons, which rule the nations. And all we know is that the archons were all called by Celestia to the cataclysm. Let me know if this makes sense. Like and follow for more Genshin lore, join the Discord, and catch me on Twitch.